So how did the whole Maori Ward thing come about?
Great question. The thing, when you become the mayor and you form a council as such, you have committees that work within council. So we have standing committees like policy, etc. So one of those committees that had been established was what was called Committee Maori. So look, first time mayor, and I'm 49 years old. I've never been on a marae. And I thought, well, I should go and meet the Maori community. And I was lucky enough to be invited to the Kaumātua meeting, and was made very warm welcome, and said, look, I'm here to establish or re-establish Committee Maori. And it was at that time they said to me, with all due respect, Mr. Mayor, it doesn't work for us. We feel you're just ticking in a legal box, and we feel insignificant. Why? Because the decisions that were coming through Committee Maori were decided by Pākehā and non-Maori. Somebody from non-Māori was deciding what was important to Māori. I dwelled on that. I thought that's a fair call, actually. That's not right, is it? Well, what could I do to fix that? And they said to me, they said, we're aware that you can do a Maori ward, and this was the hardest part. But we know from past experience that this area is so rednecked, was their words, it won't happen. And we don't want to go through the pain of that question being asked because of the hate that comes out. That was hard to take. Well, then what else could we do, I said. And they said, well, you have standing committees. At least it would take us a step closer to the decision-making table. So I took that to my council. And the debate went through the debate as it was, and was rejected on the basis that you can't appoint people to committees without being voted on. Of course, at that point I could have thought, sorry, I tried, it's too hard. But I can't turn my back on that, because it is enshrined in law. And actually, there's nothing to be scared of. So let's take the Maori Ward seat to the council. And it got through. So I'm really proud of the council for being brave to do that, because it's never got to that point. In fact, we're one of the first territorial councils to get to that stage. Yes, there's the process of a petition and a poll. As that poll is going through, if it eventuates, I would ask people, before you tick a box or sign a petition, just step back a step and contemplate what the bigger question is about us as a community. Do some studies. I've said, research our local history about Parihaka, what happened to Māori and the promises made. That we do have a treaty. Yes, okay, the council did sign that treaty, but by extension of what we're delegated to do through the Crown, there is a moral connection for us. Wow, this is the Māori community, our country that we're all proud of. Having that voice there will make us so much richer. Why? They bring a cultural value system that isn't non-Māori. It's easy for us as a majority to be quite comfortable because we don't have to walk in those shoes. And on that journey for me, I've realised actually that Māori walk in two worlds. They walk in a Māori world and a Pākehā world. I only walk in a Pākehā world. I've never actually had to empathise through that perspective. And I ask people to follow me on the journey that I've been on. Be brave enough to take a step. Try and learn some of the language even, the pronunciation, what the words mean. Hand on heart, up until this year, I didn't really know the haka. I didn't really know anything about Māori world. Puku was about all I knew, and kia ora. That was it. And I thought to myself, why is that though? Why? And I couldn't find the reason why. I'd never gone to find out. And the journey of finding out is actually, it's fascinating, and it'll bring you to a point of a different understanding. So before you either sign or, put your name to a tick box on a referendum, give yourself the opportunity to discover. Because the argument then isn't actually with me, it's with yourself. How much have you done to discover your and our history?